Now on Tyra.
The supernatural, voodoo, evil hexes. There are over 500,000 people who claim to be practicing witches.
I go inside the world of witches.
There are so many misconceptions about who we are and what we do.
Do you guys cast spells?
Yes.
Do you ever cast spells to harm people?
And
Where no cameras have gone before, to a dark witch ceremony.
you won't believe what we saw. And All New Tyra starts now.
All right, everyone. So when my producers told me that they wanted to do a show on witches, I immediately said, hell no. I am not doing a show, no pun intended, but I am not doing a show on witches. For one thing, I thought it sounded absolutely ridiculous. And I also felt that a lot of my viewers and even my audience might be upset by watching this show or me even having this show because of religious reasons, which are totally understandable. But then I found out that there are over 400,000, that's almost 500,000 people in the United States who claim to be practicing witches. So with that, I changed my mind because I felt that there are so many people involved in this. I think we need to know what the heck it's about. It's around us, and I think it's very good to be aware. And the witches that you're going to meet today don't look like what you would expect. You know, I thought my producers were like witches. It was like, you know, like all green and gnarled and nasty. But instead, many of them look like this girl, Fiona. Check her out.
This author, actress, and rocker has been charming her audiences with best-selling books on the paranormal. You could call Fiona Horne the good witch of the West.
There are so many misconceptions about witches and who we are and what we do. I'm a modern witch. Modern witches honour nature as sacred. We recognise a goddess as well as a god, and we do spells and rituals to help and heal and create positive change not only in our own lives but in the lives of those we love. Sharing your eternal flight. I was brought up in the Catholic religion. I have a lot of respect for that religion, but it wasn't answering the questions I was asking about my life. And I found modern witchcraft as a spiritual choice to be incredibly empowering as a woman. Witches aren't evil. People do bad things, not witches. So there are good witches and bad witches depending on the individual. I'm a good witch.
Fiona gathers with other witches and goddesses on this windy night. In the center is an altar with the objects of Fiona's coven. They wait in silence and anticipation for the goddess Lilith.
I conjure thee circle so that you may be a boundary between the realms of the everyday and the eternal planes. So mote it be. So mote it be. Winged goddess of the dawn and night, bathe us in your dark light. We sisters gather in your sight, sharing your eternal flight. Blessed be.
This dark and mysterious ritual represents the cleansing of the spirit.
Winged goddess of the dawn and night, bathe us in your dark light. We sisters gather in your sight, sharing your eternal flight. The circle is open but unbroken and carried within our hearts. Always merry meet, always merry part. We truly have conjured the goddess Lilith into our lives tonight. Lilith, the divine winged goddess of transformation and inspiration. May she bless all our efforts this year and bring us love and peace. Blessed be, sisters.
Fiona is with us now, along with fellow witches Renna and Brenda. So hello, witches.
Hi.
Hello. All right, Fiona, you don't fit the stereotype. As I said in my open, you don't look like what I grew up to think a witch looks like. What is a witch?
Well, I know I break the visual stereotype, and I've written 8 books on the subject, and I was even invited to speak at Harvard University last year on the subject of witchcraft.
Invited to speak at Harvard?
At Harvard.
Really?
On contemporary witchcraft and paganism. And you know, and that's an indication of that people are taking it seriously. I think people, particularly now in the last, 10 years, I think a lot of people are getting past the stereotype that witches are evil and satanic and
What's your background? What's your background religiously? Did you grow up in any religion?
I was brought up Catholic. And I respect the Catholic religion. It wasn't answering the questions I was asking about my life as a young woman, and I looked for alternatives. So I looked for what came before Catholicism. And
you were Catholic too?
I was raised trying to be a Christian, but I never felt like it was what I was supposed to be doing. It didn't feel right.
Okay, how long have you been a witch?
I knew I was different ever since I was really younger. I always was very intuitive. I could read people's energy. I knew what people were going to say when the phone was going to ring. Naturally, most witches, there's a little witch in every woman. And if you listen to your inner spirit, your inner energy, you can feel things. And normally that's right. And that's normally a different kind of, and it's like a sacred spiritual bond.
But would we just call that women's intuition? Like, I knew it, I felt it,
It can be, but you can also learn to take control of it and use it to be beneficial for your life and other people. That's what white witches are. We're helpful. It's all about love, peace, nature. It has nothing to do with evil, the devil, all this satanic worship. Of course, there's two different sides to it, but you can learn to keep your gift and use it to help others, or abuse your gift to harm others.
What do you do for a living?
I'm actually a model and an actress.
You're a model?
Yeah.
So are you walking down the runway like, you will buy this outfit?
On you. No, actually, I love it. It's really helped me in the industry to read people, know who to watch out for. It's helped me stay positive when I get shut down. And like this year was amazing. I got 7 magazines. I was blessed in the sense that I've done so good. We live by karma. All witches abide by karma. Okay. And it's like it was my time by being good to people.
And you had a good year. What about guys? Like, do you tell them that you're a witch?
Everybody should know about me. You know, I've had several guys that I'll go out on dates with. One guy in particular, I was in college, and you know, I'm going to put out on the table, I'm a witch. You know, obviously you're going to like it, or you're going to be very interested or very turned off by it. He was a full-blown Christian, totally freaked out, stood up. You're a witch? You're a witch? And like, for me, that hurts because it's part of who I am. It makes me happy. I don't do anything evil.
But that does sound crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So do you like the lobster? Yeah, I like it too. Oh, by the way, I'm a witch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't advertise the fact that I'm a witch at all, especially, you know, I never would go up to someone and say, oh, hi, I'm a witch. I say, oh, I'm Fiona.
It's
you know,
so
there's
judged.
some guys, they're funny because, you know, they might like you and you might be up to the 2nd or 3rd date, which is a really big deal when you live in Los Angeles. And then they'll go, and then they'll say to you, how do I know you haven't cast a spell on me to make me like you? When they do find out, you know.
It's not about
you're
that.
You're just like, dude, no way. But
Brandy, you say
way.
that no one expects you to be a witch.
No, because I'm black mainly. So
Especially you guys are talking about white witches. We're all white witches. I'm like, well, everybody's not a white witch up there. Sorry.
I'm kind of like them. I've been like raised in the church since I was 4. And I was drawn to like witchcraft at a very young age, and finally made a decision to become a witch in '97 when I turned 18, so I could do what I want. And I moved from Chicago. I went to Georgia, and my family, they weren't acceptable of the practices pretty much.
I understand there's some family members that are still not talking to you because of it.
No, they gave me an ultimatum. They was like, you know, in this house you worship Jesus, you know, if not, hey. You know,
you gotta go.
It was hurtful, but I know they love me.
And I know that you've been tormented over this is it witchcraftery? Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
At work.
At work. I brought in some tarot cards, and I had a book, you know. They pulled me to the side, and they was like, listen, you can't bring this here. You know, or, you know, pretty much you get written up, or, you know, you're going to be suspended, you know, and all that kind of stuff like that. But it was okay if the Christians brought their Bibles.
You don't think Bibles and tarot cards are 2 totally different things?
They are, but they're both very spiritual, and they both reflect positive things.
I know there are people at home going, burn, damnation, oh my gosh, they are holding their crosses. When we come back, Fiona's going to share the secrets of spells and how magic really works. Plus, our cameras will go inside her home for an exclusive look at what is called a witch's induction ceremony. Stay with us, guys. I know this is a hard show, but I think it's important everybody knows what's going on with this. We'll be right back. Up next, where no cameras have gone before, a witch's induction ceremony.
No one knew, my family didn't know. I tapped into a tarot reading, which was like a divination, and it did scare me just because it predicted death.
And later, we'll go inside the dark side of witchcraft.
The idea that we kill babies, that we eat cats. We have our own faith system, we have our own moral compass, but you might not want to cross us.
From the producers of The Real World, a bad girl's day of bonding
We're all going out and doing something together.
goes fiercely wrong.
What the f you putting your hands on me for? No!
Don't miss the most intense episode yet of Oxygen's hit series, The Bad Girls Club. All new tomorrow night at 10.
This portion of Oxygen is brought to you by the makers of Gardasil.
Each year in the U.S., thousands of women learn they have cervical cancer. I could be one less.
One less statistic. One less.
Because now there's Gardasil, the only vaccine that may help protect you from the 4 types of human papillomavirus that may cause 70% of cervical cancer.
I want to be one less woman who will battle cervical cancer. One less.
Like all vaccines, Gardasil may not fully protect everyone. The side effects include pain, swelling, itching and redness at the injection site, fever, nausea, or dizziness.
Gardasil is not for women who are pregnant.
Gardasil does not prevent all types of cervical cancer, so it is important to continue with routine cervical cancer screenings.
Gardasil will not treat cervical cancer.
Ask your doctor about getting vaccinated with the only cervical cancer vaccine, Gardasil.
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 With Gardasil, you could be one less.
I want to be one less. O-A-E-L-E-S-S.
Are you tired of suffering from feminine odor, itching, and irritation? Then stop buying products that only deal with the symptoms. Instead, try Refresh. It's clinically proven to eliminate the cause, unbalanced feminine pH. So use Refresh when unbalanced pH can occur. After your period.
Refresh.
After intercourse.
Refresh.
After douching.
Refresh.
Stop feminine odor, itching, and irritation. And finally take control of your feminine health.
Refresh.
This Valentine's Day, buy her dinner.
Check, please.
Or just say something sweet.
This was the best blind date I've ever been on.
Who is this? Get away from my daddy's rail.
Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls.
Am I getting punked?
Rated PG-13. In theaters February 14th.
I don't do it for cameras or red carpets. I take envy for me.
Envy's a new weight loss beauty pill that uses Hoodia and green tea, which help you lose weight.
Feel beautiful for you. Try Envy for yourself.
Imagine a first kiss that has the passion of a lifetime behind it.
The first kiss was so good, and they're still good.
That's really the key, isn't it? To be matched so well that it just gets better with time. eHarmony.com. Log on today.
An estimated 400,000 Americans claim to practice witchcraft. 3 of them are with me on this stage, Fiona, Renna, and Brandy. They call themselves modern-day witches. So, Fiona, why do you think people are obsessed with witchcraft? Where do you think that comes from?
Well, I think in modern culture, which is very popularised on television right now, you know, you had shows like Charm being huge, films like Practical Magic. I think it inspires people's interest in that sense. But there is an ancient practice of witchcraft that dates way, way, way back. Mm-hmm. And I think what's profound is that modern women like ourselves are tapping into this ancient sense of empowerment, in a sense of the goddess, doing spells and rituals to create positive change in our lives, honouring nature as sacred. All these things are very relevant in these times. We live in environmentally challenged times. We live in times where women are, you know, getting the rights that we really deserve in society.
It sounds to me like you're feminists, or it sounds like a cross between feminist or the 60s hippies.
A little bit, feminist, environmentalist.
Yes, it sounds like feminist, environmentalist.
Wives are a better way to look at it. Men do it too, though.
Man can be a witch.
Yeah, there are male witches.
Is he a warlock?
No
witch.
See, the words they're using right now, witch, warlock, they're so abused. Like, everybody here is viewing us as, you know, what is a witch? You're evil. It's that word is just awful.
Okay, I want to do some witch word
healers.
Healers.
You know,
okay, I want to use I'm going to do some witch word association with what I think my audience at home and in the audience here is familiar with, like, you know, popular culture witches. And you tell me what comes to mind when you think of these certain witches. Okay, the first one is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. What do you think about her?
Yeah,
like
entertainment.
That's just entertainment.
Yeah, that's entertainment.
What about Samantha from Bewitched?
I think I remember watching Bewitched when I was very young and enjoying it, but thinking I don't really relate to Samantha, because if I was that powerful, I'd never let my husband push me around like that. I always say Endora was more fun. I want to grow up and be like Endora.
Like Endora.
Yeah.
Okay, what about The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West?
Well, that's a classic example of a label telling you nothing, really. It's a Hollywood stereotype misconstruing what real witches are.
Or is she like a bad witch, a dark witch? Would you consider that? Or
That's
just...
basically what a bad witch is somebody that harms people.
Yeah.
Willfully, intentionally. It's interesting, though, that Wicked, the musical that's so successful, that's the story of the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, if you've read it or seen the musical. And you actually feel sympathy for her because she was a lost soul.
Yeah. And that's what you think the darker ones are, lost souls?
Well, there's three different
Not really,
kinds,
but there's individuals, you know.
The last word association for witches, Janice Dickinson. All right, so how do you cast spells? Do you guys cast spells?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
You do?
Yes.
Spells have a fairly scientific sort of approach to them almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an analogy I use when, you know, I sort of explain how spells work, and I've written about this in all my books. It's almost like baking a cake. You know, you assemble ingredients. You want to make pumpkin pie, you get pumpkin, you get flour, sugar, salt, you know, and you put them all together with intent, because magic works with the intent, you fuel it. And then you've got to put your ingredients into the oven, you're going to inject them with some heat, some power. And then out comes a pumpkin pie, which originally didn't exist until you decided to make one, did the necessary actions, and launched it with your energy.
And what kind of spells have you cast?
Well, with spellcasting, a lot of the times, you know, love, health, money, there are always issues, protection.
Have you ever cast a spell on a guy to have him like you?
You don't meddle with people's lives unless they ask for help in the
Never, Brandy?
in like
I saw you hesitate for a second.
You know what? No. When I was younger and I was kind of like into witchcraft, I mean, you know, when I first got started and everything like that, I did like a bad spell on somebody. I mean, you know, they pissed me off.
But in the end, it's karma too. You're asking for it.
So it's good witches gone bad.
There's three very important laws in witchcraft. Do what you want, but don't hurt anyone.
Yes.
Do what you want, but don't interfere with another person's free will. And as you send out, so returns threefold, which relates very much to what Jesus said. As you sow, so shall you reap.
Exactly.
It's those basic, you know, human behavioral traits that indicate a good person.
Is being a witch something that you are born with, or is it something that you can come to know?
You can come to bring it. Like for me, I used to have a lot of anger when I was a kid because I felt so different from people in the sense that, you know, I could just understand people without them talking. Like, it's not like I'm psychic. It's not like I can, you know, read minds and stuff, but you just know. And when you learn, it's like when you go to school to learn how to be a painter. You teach yourself.
How do you get inducted into being a witch?
There are traditional rituals. I have a coven in Los Angeles, and I've written a book about it. It's coming out soon. One of the girl I co-founded the coven with, trees sitting out there now, and she it's very much about different groups doing things differently, but a coven is basically a group of witches that gather together to do spells and rituals, to honour the earth, to celebrate their lives, to create...
It sounds like a sorority.
It's a bit like a sorority.
In a way, it's just like Christianity, you know, going to church with your family.
Okay, you're angering a lot of people by
God.
saying it right now that it's like Christianity.
Well, of course, people are going to be upset, but it's a religion just like every other religion.
It's a similarities. You know, we have Yule, they have Christmas, so there are some similarities.
Yeah, we have 8 holy days spread out across the year and that we celebrate together and alone.
Fiona performed what is called a witch's induction ritual recently for a woman named Vicky. They allowed our cameras to be there so you can see for yourselves exactly what happened.
Though raised Catholic, Vicky has been secretly practicing witchcraft since she was only a child.
When I was 12, I decided to follow the Wiccan path. So I had to set up altars in my room and light some candles. No one knew, my family didn't know, so it was very personal and private. I tapped into a tarot reading, which was like a divination, and it did scare me just because it predicted death. It was an unexpected death in the family, and it felt like I predicted the death coming, and I was only 12 then, so it did scare me a bit. Recently, I really want to reach out and be more involved in the pagan community because I want to make more friends that share the same beliefs as I do. It'd be nice if I can join a coven that I can practice with.
Fiona began the ritual that would bring Vicky into her coven, a spiritual journey she would never forget.
Vicky, this sword is symbolic of cutting the ties that bind you to the past. Repeat after me. I break free.
I break free
From the ties that bind me.
from the ties that bind me
To the past.
to the past.
And I step forward in love and light.
And I step forward in love and light
In my new life as a witch.
in my new life as a witch.
This is the sacred chant of Lilith. Abra, Badna, Alu, Ita, Kokos, Kali, Odum, Kia. Vicky is blessed with love and light and the wings of Lilith to fly free in her life. This is our coven's book of shadows, the Dark Light of Lilith coven. It has all the rites and rituals that we've practiced. It's up to you to read it and learn it and understand it, and it will help guide you in your path as a witch.
It feels really great. It feels like I belong to something now, and a sense of belonging, a sense of peace also, inner peace, and just positivity all over.
Joining us now in the audience is the newly inducted Vicky. So Vicky, how was your first experience in a coven?
It was great. It was very eye-opening, so it was just a new experience to learn from.
I know you called yourself a solitary white witch. That meant you were practicing alone?
I practiced alone for 10 years, so I had no one else to practice with at all.
All right. So are you now, is she part of your group
I'm looking forward to sharing more time with Vicky, definitely. And I think it's interesting the point she makes about being solitary, because when I started out 20 years ago as a witch, it was there was no internet, you know, and there weren't a lot of books about it like there are now that were easily accessible. And I think, you know, Vicky doing it by herself, a lot of witches start out solitary, and it's lovely though to be able to gather together in groups and learn and grow together and share and magnify the love and light that we experience as witches.
Well, thank you for allowing us to go inside of that. I know it's a very private thing. So
yeah,
you
no, I
allowed us, so
appreciate
thanks for
that, definitely. Thank you.
Well, when we come back, we'll go inside the dark side of witchcraft. These are the white witches. What we're about to see is far from that. We'll be right back. Up next, the modern world of dark witchcraft.
In the West, I invoke Lilith.
I invoke Santisma
To teach us to look into the dark places of our beings. We are now in sacred space.
According to this, I'm your daughter.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Amanda Bynes struggles to get in to a family that wants her out.
There are certain codes of behavior.
Amanda Bynes, Colin Firth, What a Girl Wants. Tomorrow night at 6:30 on Oxygen.
Thank you, London!
If time after time you torture your hair, in 2 years, the damage can really add up. Color, styling, drying, brushing and combing. New Pantene Time Renewal undoes the damage. The multi-pro vitamin formula undoes up to 2 years of damage in just 1 month, restoring shine and smoothness. Undo the damage with new Time Renewal from Pantene Pro-V Restoratives. Check out timerenewal.com to calculate your own damage and request a free sample.
When it comes to mascara, let's confess. Is it really volume or is it one big mess? Try my new CoverGirl Volume Exact. The breakthrough? The brush. Tiny microchambers line up with the lashes and surround each one. Every little lash is plumped, no little lash is clumped. So plumping or clumping, which are you gonna choose? It's not the size of your lashes, it's the brush that you use. New Volume Exact with the first plump 'em, don't clump 'em brush from Easy Breezy Beautiful CoverGirl.
Get ready to awaken your senses with a feeling that's fresher than clean. Soon the Downy you love will have a fresh new face. Introducing New Ultra Downy.
We need some time apart. Look at you. You're heavy, loud, and lots of places that I want to go you don't easily fit in.
Need a break from your vacuum? For everyday carpet messes, get the Swiffer Carpet Flick. Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new...
Love movies? Share the love with Hallmark Channel's Whole Lotta Love Month of movies. And when it comes to that special Valentine gift, shop online with Roadrunner High-Speed Online from Time Warner Cable. The internet at blazing fast speeds makes your shopping fast and easy.
It's just beautiful.
Hallmark Channel, Roadrunner High-Speed Online from Time Warner Cable, and you, the perfect match.
Here's a deal you just can't beat. 3 beautiful high-end refrigerators, all at crazy prices.
This 26 cubic foot model features digital temperature display, dual evaporators, filtered water, ice, crushed ice, and a polished black finish that makes it look like it belongs on a BMW. It sells for $1,498 at our largest competitor. Take that $1,498 and cut it in half. Buy it today here at Carlson's for $749. Half price. It's a steal. And thanks for listening.
Tell her how your love has grown with the Journey pendant for $89. The Jewelry Exchange imports diamonds direct from site holders and manufactures jewelry using the latest technology. Compare the top chain store's 91-point platinum band for $4,100 with the Jewelry Exchange's 1 carat for $1,390. 2-carat Tunnel of Love bracelets are $399, 3-stone $139, and 1-carat studs $399. The Jewelry Exchange guarantees their jewelry to appraise for double. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Tustin.
Next, all new Tyra. Trump is here, and he's ready to unload.
What is the weirdest thing that you've done on the Trump jet?
If I told you that, this would be a national scandal.
Why don't you and Rosie come on my show and make a plus?
What's it like to be the son of the Dawn?
I didn't speak to my father very much.
And daughter Ivanka Trump.
How do you compare yourself to girls that are out there, they're partying?
Yeah. Next, all new Tyra.
Today we've been examining the modern world of witchcraft, and now we're going to take a look at what's called the dark side, the side associated with the supernatural, voodoo, evil hexes, and spells. Now, is it a product of overactive imaginations inspired by too many horror films? My next guests say no. They say it's very real, and we wanted to separate fact from fiction, so we send our cameras where no cameras have gone before, to a dark witch ceremony.
Most people, they have somebody they can confess their sins to and their wrongdoings. They get forgiven by somebody. Dark witches, on the other hand, you have a one-shot deal. You mess it up, there's hell to pay.
Co-owners of Pan Pipes, the nation's oldest occult store, Jimmy and Vicky have practiced the art of black magic for many years, but they do not appreciate the dark witch stereotypes.
You have the idea that we kill babies, that we eat cats. We have our own faith system. We have our own moral compass. We are neither good nor evil, but you might not want to cross us.
That the repercussions are severe.
We can go anywhere from making you ill,
lose your job, have a series of bad luck.
And we do have on our fingertips death spells if needed.
So Jimmy led us into her mysterious world. Her coven performed a ritual to invocate the dark goddesses for prosperity and health.
In the west,
In the
I
north,
invoke Lilith.
I invoke Santisima
To teach us to look into the dark places of our being.
To bring us the wisdom of the ancients. As above, so below.
What is between the worlds concerns not the worlds, and yet it will change the worlds. We are now in sacred space.
Dangerous bloodletting is performed to symbolize feeding the goddess's life.
We thank Great Mother Kali for slaying our demons and helping us plant the seeds of truth. To Lilith for helping us to see ourselves without fear, doubt, and guilt. To Hecate for helping us cleanse our ignorance. To Santisima Morte for helping us grow to better people, both in light and in dark. Go if you must, and stay if you will.
We bless and release you.
Joining me now are the owners of the occult store Pan Pipes, Jimmy and Vicky. So what is the difference between white witches and black witches to you, or dark witches, white witches and dark witches?
The difference between the white witch and the dark witch is, first let's start with, white witchcraft and dark witchcraft actually took a schism in the 1930s as it was more practical and more politically correct. However, what I see is that white witches, when they don't accept or at least acknowledge that there is a dark side, they live in more of a fantasy land. There's more, it's more of a fairy tale and not a more realistic world.
So you think they live in a fairy tale world, the women that were here earlier, up on the stage, or they're right here now. What does your family think of what you do, Jimmy?
Well, I was raised Irish Catholic, and my family at first was a little a little unaccepting. But the more they learned about what I did and the more knowledge they got, the more accepting they were of us.
And Vicki, what is it about dark witchcraft that it attracts you, or attracted you originally?
Oh, okay. What attracted me to dark witchcraft is, I mean, I myself started out in Wicca, and I found that it was a little too one-sided for me. So I wanted to acknowledge both aspects of life, polarity, the light and the dark. That way I felt more imbalanced and more in
Did you ever like horror films or anything like that? Like as a kid, were you more attracted to that than the romantic comedy?
As I was growing up, yeah, I was attracted to like the dark literature and the films. And I just wanted to acknowledge the dark aspect of our psyche as well, because to me, that's just being a real person.
Do you ever cast spells to harm people?
I'm sorry. No, not really, not in particularly.
Do you, Jimmy?
Yeah.
To harm somebody?
Yeah, I mean, not really.
I mean, in particularly, say if it came time for that situation, yeah, I would bind somebody from hurting themselves. I understand that there are repercussions. I have to think about it a little bit more. I have to seriously give thought to both the repercussions that could happen, the balancing, why I was doing it.
I want to read something that you told my producer. If you harm me or my family, I will not hesitate to send a magical bitch slap your way.
Oh, I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate for a magical bitch slap. I wouldn't.
What is a magical bitch slap?
It's kind of, well, if you don't act like a good person and you want to be a bad person, perhaps I could slap you into being a better person. It's kind of instead of going out and slapping someone, I just send something over to wake them up and tell them, hey, you've done wrong, you've done bad, you need to pay attention to your own life right now.
All right, well, in the audience is Richard, the male witch who actually did the bloodletting ritual we saw on tape. He was cutting his thumb open, draining the blood. I saw the painting of the blood on the forehead. Richard, a lot of people have trouble understanding what you do. Can you explain the blood thing? Because to me, that sounds like a horror movie. What is that?
Well, actually, in my religion, like the goddess Kali, at the beginning of time, she slayed the demons, and then their blood dropped on the ground. 1,000 more would arise. So she slayed them and drank all their blood. So it's symbolic. But the bloodletting offering is to cleanse yourself of your fear and hatred, your inner demons, and by offering the blood, she'll absorb whatever.
Okay. Some people say that you're a Satanist or a devil worshiper. Is that what you are?
Well, I'm not Christian. I don't believe in a devil or Satan. I believe there's forces out there, good and evil, that can be manipulated, but I wouldn't consider myself a Satanist.
Okay. And I know that, Jimmy, you say that you have in your collection of dark magic relics that you have the last breath of a murderer in a jar and the burned remains of a rapist in a jar?
Yes, I do.
How do you get that? How do you get a murderer's last breath?
Well, I actually acquired that from a healer's estate from Mexico, but what it was is that they actually caught it as he was breathing the last breath into it and then sealed the bottle.
And what
it
do you
was
do
the
with
idea
that?
of cleansing the world of that kind of energy.
So is that what you use to do the bitch slaps?
Oh, no, no.
Oh, okay.
No,
when we come
no.
back, a couple of those Satanists that we were speaking of earlier that they say that they are not are going to be right here on the stage. I'm a little nervous. We'll be right back. Up next, the first child born in the Church of Satan.
A true Satanist embodies the devil.
I found the Satanic Bible. It seems like more of a self-realization book and a self-help book than something that's evil or despicable.
Do I have two devil worshippers sitting here in my studio?
It's time to eat my sausage. It's the season finale of Campus Ladies, and it's going to be big and flashy.
Wow. Just shut up and watch me.
Featuring Ed Begley Jr., Chris Kattan, Sean Hayes, and Mindy Sterling. The season finale of Campus Ladies. Tomorrow night at 11, only on Oxygen.
Adieu.
Guess what? Gray doesn't live here anymore, or here, or here, because L'Oreal's Excellence Cream not only gives rich, radiant color, nothing covers gray better, even on those wiry little ones. This non-drip Excellence formula gives triple protection and brilliant color. Excellence Cream by L'Oreal Paris.
Oh, what's this? Dinner for me?
Bring your busy family to the table with new Country Crock Deluxe side dishes, ready in just 5 minutes.
Thanks, you two.
New Shed's Country Crock Deluxe side dishes.
Are you tired of suffering from feminine odor, itching, and irritation? Then stop buying products that only deal with the symptoms. Instead, try Refresh. It's clinically proven to eliminate the cause, unbalanced feminine pH. So use Refresh when unbalanced pH can occur. After your period.
Refresh.
After intercourse.
Refresh.
After douching.
Refresh.
Stop feminine odor, itching, and irritation. And finally, take control of your feminine health.
Refresh.
Forget fine lines. It's deep wrinkles that make us look older. Neutrogena Anti-Wrinkle Intensive Serum delivers 4 times the retinol to help fill in the look of even the deepest wrinkles. Don't let deep wrinkles tell your age. Anti-Wrinkle Intensive Serum. Neutrogena.
Di Serono Sour, Di Serono Martini.
Di Serono on the rocks.
Di Serono on the rocks. Coming up.
Di Serono's warm and sensual taste makes you wish it would never end. Di Serono. Pass the pleasure around.
Some stories can carry you to a whole new world or bring you home to your own heart. They can take you on a deeply emotional journey that illuminates the world around you. Stories can remind you of what matters most in life. That's why I love to write.
Best-selling author Lou Ann Rice invites you to read Angels All Over Town, available in paperback wherever books are sold.
Ready to take serious action against wrinkles?
Wrinkle Decrease Collagen Filler from L'Oreal. The targeted anti-wrinkle treatment. The silicone formula fills in wrinkles on the surface. Collagen biospheres fill wrinkles from within. Instantly, wrinkles are softened by 20%. Wrinkle Decrease Collagen Filler.
My guests today claim that witchcraft isn't just found in fairy tales. Joining me now are Stanton and Zandora, and they are Satanists. Stanton was actually the first child born in the Church of Satan, and that's because his grandfather was the church's founder. So, Stanton, you have to explain to me, what is a Satanist?
Well, Satanists have changed throughout time. It's just like most religions or cultures, it evolves, and it's still evolving. And I guess the best way to describe it current day would be it's kind of 50% anti-religion and 50% underground art. So many of my friends who are outspoken Satanists or spokespeople for Satanists are also either famous artists or famous musicians or in entertainment. And I think that the draw for those people is that Satanism in its root is a form of self-expression and individuality.
So you said there's famous people that are Satanists?
Absolutely.
Like people that we know?
Well, yeah, household names.
Like
people.
Marilyn Manson,
Absolutely,
he's a Satanist?
Yeah. He's a good example. He's actually one of the best examples because just after there was a lot of drama surrounding Satanism throughout the 80s and early 90s, Marilyn Manson sort of stepped on the scene in the nick of time and brought society and pop culture into the know more than ever before.
Okay, but so you don't worship the devil?
No.
Do you believe in the devil?
Well, in a sense, metaphorically, I do. I believe that a true Satanist embodies the devil, but he's not embodying the devil in a physical form with horns and a red tail and so on and so forth and a pitchfork, but rather the questioner, because Satan in religion has always meant the person, the questioner, the adversary, which is how we get the figure of speech playing devil's advocate.
So, Zandora, how long have you been a Satanist?
I've been a Satanist since I was about 13 years old. I found the Satanic Bible at the library, and I read it, and I totally identified with it. It seems like more of a self-realization book and a self-help book than something that's evil or despicable.
Do you cast spells on people?
You know, I have been known to cast some curses here and there.
Like
but,
what? What's the worst curse you've ever cast?
Well, you can't really go into.
You can't talk about it.
You're not supposed to say it?
Not really.
Did it cause somebody harm?
Yes.
Physical harm?
Not physical harm, but it is a more emotional, mental, curse. It's something that I would never do to someone that didn't harm me, but they have to be a truly despicable person.
Okay, just explain something to me. On my stage right now, do I have two devil worshippers sitting here in my studio?
No.
You have two spokespeople for a religion and a philosophy called Satanism.
And Satanism, I understand, Zandora, that you guys are freer with your sexuality?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
Well, what that means is, well,
like, are you boyfriend and girlfriend? You're married.
Yes.
You're a married couple, so are you...
Are we monogamous?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and in Satanism there is indulgence. That's the thing. We don't hold back.
Yeah.
That's why we are Satanists. We believe in indulgence. We believe in
so you're
living
not
our
monogamous,
lives.
or you are monogamous? Do you?
We are
We
monogamous.
are monogamous. Yes.
So you indulge with each other?
Yes.
Yes.
Freaky stuff.
Yes.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Up next.
She used to be a witch.
Witchcraft, it was sort of like a snowball. You start with one little thing, then you find out more and more and more, and it just, I got deeper and deeper.
I know you had a very tragic, almost extremely tragic incident.
If you'd like to be a guest on The Tyra Show or want to receive very personal emails from me that I do write myself, go to our website, tyrashow.com.
From the producers of The Real World, a bad girl's day of bonding
We're all going out and doing something together.
goes fiercely wrong.
What the? You put your hands on me for? Oh, no,
Don't miss the most intense episode yet of Oxygen's hit series, The Bad Girls Club. All new tomorrow night at 10.
Ready or not, here I come. Gotcha. Hey, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Okay, you go that way, I'll go this way. Justin!
Where's your brother?
He's in there. Justin! Where are you? Seriously, where is he?
We've got a climber.
Have you had your Tyson protein today? Try Tyson Crispy Chicken Strips. Delicious, convenient, with 0 grams trans fat. It's quality protein to help power your family. Family fun. Powered by Tyson.
Why have pleasant dreams when you can have beautiful dreams?
Why can't a man save the day? Why shouldn't your closet fit your clothes?
And why can't it help you get dressed?
Who says you can't hog a different cover every night?
Why can't we just hide if we want to?
Why does it feel so good to snooze?
Take your bedroom home today. Get a special 12-month financing offer when you pay with your IKEA credit card.
Oh, hey, did I tell you? My doctor told me about this new low-dose birth control pill. It's called Yaz.
Yeah, it's the only 24-day design pill with a unique hormone, DRSP.
Right.
DRSP is a different kind of hormone that may increase potassium. So you shouldn't take Yaz if you have kidney, liver, or adrenal disease because this could cause serious heart and health problems. Tell your doctor if you're on daily long-term treatment for a chronic condition like cardiovascular disease or chronic inflammatory disease. The pill does not protect against HIV or STDs. Serious risks include blood clots, stroke, and heart attacks, so women, especially over 35, shouldn't smoke.
Wow, you really know your stuff.
I didn't go to medical school for nothing. Show off. Hey, Yaz can also help when it comes to that time of the month. Seriously, talk to your doctor about Yaz. My patients ask about it all the time.
My next guest used to believe that witchcraft was a nature-loving belief system, but now she says that it's pure evil. She insists she knows that firsthand because she used to be a witch. This is Sarah. So Sarah, what intrigued you about witchcraft in the first place? What made you?
Well, I grew up in a house that was sort of aspiritual. There was a church involvement, but not really. You know, my father had some strange beliefs, and so originally it was it just got to the point where I began asking questions to my father in particular, and he believed, he had slipped a few times and told me, that he believed that he was more powerful than he was letting on and things like that. And I'd ask him about it and wonder about it, and he just really wouldn't tell me anymore. And so he actually handed me my first witchcraft books. I was definitely looking for something. I wanted to know. I knew that there was more out there than I knew about, and so I wanted to find out what it was. And the witchcraft, it was sort of like a snowball going downhill. You start with one little thing, and you find out more and more and more, and it just, I got deeper and deeper and deeper into it.
And you said you thought it was giving you control, but it was actually the opposite. And what happened? I know you had a very tragic, almost extremely tragic incident.
Yeah, for a long time, I was a solitary practitioner. And consider myself a white witch. I was definitely in that realm of white witchcraft at that time, and the whole witchcraft thing took a sinister turn, and I began feeling like the spirits that I was calling on, my spirit guide that I kind of depended on to help me, I really felt was leading me to that in order for real change, total change to happen in my life, that I had to die, and ultimately, in order to do that, was to kill myself.
And how did you go about that?
I climbed in my car one day. I had a little old car that had a carbon monoxide leak, and so you'd always had to leave the windows down so that the air could flow, and so I just stopped up the windows and went for a drive, and drove and drove and drove. I don't know how long I went driving, but I ended up on the ground in a park next to my car. The door was open, and I was on the ground, and I woke up, and I thought, I didn't remember driving to the car or getting out of the car, but I lived through it, and actually ultimately felt like a failure, felt like I had done something wrong because I had failed to do what I felt like I was supposed to do.
And then you say that you were saved. Saved by whom?
Well, I went away to college and landed with 2 little Christian roommates, and I had known of God in a kind of vague sense, but these 2 girls were just like nothing I'd ever seen, and they began challenging me that there was more to it than the religion, that form of religion that I had known, and that's all I had known. They kind of showed me that it was more than that, and that God was more than that, and that there really was something there. And so I began just searching out the scriptures and reading the Bible and getting to know God, and ultimately gave my life to the Lord.
And I hear that you burned a whole bunch of your stuff. You burned all your...
I did. I didn't really ever see what I was doing as witchcraft as wrong. And after I met God and followed Jesus, I got to the point where I was walking down campus, and I still remember where I was standing, that I realized what I had been doing, like what that was that I was doing. And it was like the revelation came to me like all of a sudden, and I got so scared because I still had all that stuff, and I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know.
So you put it all together and burned it?
A friend of mine actually did it for me. He came with me to my house. We boxed everything up, the idols, the incense, the altars, the books, hundreds of dollars worth of books and CDs and all sorts of things we had done. And he did a bonfire in his backyard, burned it all.
I know you have a very strong opinion about shows like Charmed or movies like Harry Potter. What is that?
Well, I think the media, the media often represents it as something innocent, just another alternative, something else. And I think it being on TV has made it seem more mainstream or seem more normal, I guess. And yet it's not, and
so it makes it okay, or it desensitizes us.
Exactly, and more than 70% of kids that get involved with, or people that are witches, most of them get involved as teens, and so my passion, my heart is for teens.
Do you think most of them get involved because they feel like how you felt, disenfranchised?
Absolutely, it's such a hard time. I mean, you're dealing with those cliques and those social circles and parents and trying to get that own identity. Learning that struggle for identity, and so the girls at that age, in particular, are very vulnerable, I think, to going down the wrong path, and it definitely led me down the wrong path, because something that can seem very innocent at first can take sinister turns. I mean, you are conjuring up real spirits. These are not fake things that are happening. They're real things, only they're not godly. They're from the enemy.
Well, thank you for telling your story, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad whatever happened, you fell out of that car in that park, and that those girls saved you. And thank you for telling your story.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Around 3 p.m., when your blood sugar and energy are low, some say Robert Goulet appears and messes with your stuff. But the natural energy in just one handful of emerald nuts is enough to keep Robert Goulet away. Until tomorrow, anyway.
So you're celebrating the big 6-0, huh?
60? Come on. 60, as in 60.
What? Only Light and Fit has 0 fat, 0 added sugar, and 60 calories. And it's tasty as ever. So go ahead, celebrate Light and Fit and 60 calories.
Healthy Choice gave us a challenge
To add even more flavor to taste.
by marinating.
And fire grilling.
Delicious.
And healthy.
Healthy Choice. It's all about the choices we make.
I don't do it for cameras or red carpets. I take Envy for me.
Envy's a new weight loss beauty pill that uses hoodia and green tea, which help you lose weight.
Feel beautiful for you. Try Envy for yourself.
You've always wanted to know who's on Match.com, and we want you to know it's okay to look. We guarantee if you don't find someone special within 6 months, we'll give you 6 months free. It's only at the all-new Match.com.
All of my guests today are back on stage so the audience can ask them some questions. Anyone have a question? Anyone? You have a question? Stand on up. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Kamala.
Hi, Kamala. What's your
Hi.
question?
Well, we did the fire dancing, my sister and I, for
Okay.
Fiona's video, Fire
so
Group.
you're a white witch?
I consider myself a goddess. I believe in the power of positive energy to create and manifest what you want in your life.
Okay,
So-
well, that sounds better, though, goddess. Why don't you
Thank
just call yourselves goddesses?
Thank you. We all are goddesses. You
Okay.
as well. So I'm single, and my question to you, because I've been reading Fiona's amazing book, Bewitch a Man, is what's the best love spell?
It's funny because love spells are obviously one of the things I get asked the most about, which is, yes, I wrote a book about it, but Bewitch a Man. The best love spell to do if you really want a man to fall in love with you is to do one on yourself, because unless you can experience love and love yourself, you don't get it from anywhere else, no matter how powerful a witch you are. But having said that, a really great, simple love spell. Pink candle, pink is the colour of love. Carve into it your name. Lick your thumb, trace over the carving with your spit. That seals your intent into the spell. The power of fire, being when you light the candle, is a very powerful catalyst for change. Allow yourself to know that something extraordinary is possible and you're going to experience love. You write on a piece of paper a list of the perfect things you want in a bloke, as we say in Australia, a guy, and you place that under the candle, and as you burn the candle and the flame, knowing that that energy of the flame is bringing your man to you, and usually meet him within 7 to 14 days. I'm serious. Try it. If you suspend disbelief, cynicism, and fear, allow yourself to know that something extraordinary can happen in your life. Indeed, it can.
That was like a witch man cocktail.
Right on.
And you know what is
that's
so
when you
funny?
drink the champagne when you do the spell. You know, a bottle of champagne. That's the cocktail.
As controversial as I think this show is, Fiona, I have to tell you, I know there are so many women with a pad and a pencil and a paper right now writing
you
that
should get
down.
my book, Bewitch a Man. It's in good bookstores everywhere.
All right. So, Fiona, I have to ask you, what do you think of Sarah's story, of Sarah getting out of the witchcraft?
I think, you know, Sarah as an individual obviously was a challenged teenager and brought up a very interesting point, was she was mostly solitary, and when she was approached by other people, a group of people who offered her support and love and understanding, it was very appealing to her. A lot of modern witches now, there's a lot more of us out there. These damaging stereotypes of the bad witches and the Hollywood stereotypes and everything are gradually eroding, and we're able to come together more publicly and be more accessible. And so I think that there, you know, for her, maybe she was isolated and more of a troubled teenager than a troubled witch. I really heard in her story more about an individual than a witch, because I've had tons of teenagers, and yeah, I wrote another book for teenagers because I had so many of them asking me questions, but they come to me and they say, it helped me. I was on the verge of, you know, anorexia, or I was on the verge of killing myself because I was so unhappy, and I found in witchcraft a positive and empowering way to experience myself as a complete person.
Sarah, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I wish I had the chance to share the entire story, because yes, I was a solitary witch, and yes, I didn't have the support system, and I'm actually grateful to God that I didn't have the support system, because if I had, I would have gotten so deep into it that I don't know that I would have been able to come out of it. And my being drawn in by this other thing was the truth. I was after the truth. I wanted to know the truth. I don't care what the truth is, but I want to know the truth. And I think that most of the people on the stage would challenge that and say, well, there is no one truth. But I come from the perspective that there absolutely is one truth, and I can explain everything that happens on this stage by light of the scripture. But I just don't have time to do all that today.
Well, I think the majority of people that are watching the show today believe in your truth. I do think they do. We'll be right back.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to come to a free studio taping of the Tyra Banks Show, go to TyraShow.com or call 323-653-TYRA.
From the producers of The Real World,
I don't want to be the only white person there. It don't matter. You with me. Is you forever?
racial tensions erupt in the house.
I'm not used to hanging out with black people, so I decided to go home.
I'm black. How do you feel about me?
Oxygen's hit series, The Bad Girls Club, coming up next.
Can you find the bottle of new, improved, extra-strength Xenadrine EFX in this picture? Now, America's top-selling weight loss supplement has more thermogenic power for a metabolism lift. Add it to your diet and exercise program and lose more weight. Xenadrine EFX at supercenters and other fine retailers.
Are you tired of suffering from feminine odor, itching, and irritation? Then stop buying products that only deal with the symptoms. Instead, try Refresh. It's clinically proven to eliminate the cause, unbalanced feminine pH. So use Refresh when unbalanced pH can occur. After your period.
Refresh.
After intercourse.
Refresh.
After douching.
Refresh.
Stop feminine odor, itching, and irritation. And finally take control of your feminine health.
Refresh.
For years, I suffered with uncomfortable dentures. I was embarrassed to socialize because I was limited by my food choices. And my ability to taste was limited. My life changed when I found a Nobel Smile dentist. He replaced my dentures with permanent Nobel Smile implants and beautiful Procera crowns. Now I can eat whatever I want and taste it too. To find your Nobel Smile dentist, call 1-877-MY-NOBEL. What are you waiting for?
One 1-800-JENNY-20. Let's lose weight together. I've lost 30 pounds. 35 pounds! I've lost over 50 pounds. Over 55 pounds. I've lost 75 pounds with Jenny Craig. Snap. With yummy Jenny Craig food like chocolate brownies, French toast, lasagna, pizza, chicken fettuccine, even cakes.
Get 6 weeks for just $36 plus the cost of food. Call 1-800-JENNY-20 today.
Have you called Jenny?
They've waited, fingers crossed, anticipation, dressed up with everywhere to go. And when they finally hear the words they've been waiting for, they're speechless. 31 Days of Oscar. GCM brings the most award-winning month on television, leading up to the Academy Awards Sunday, February 25th. 356 movies, February 1st through March 3rd. Completely commercial-free on Turner Classic Movies.
And now, a Roadrunner secret.
Well, when I'm online, my password is
Only my friends know my screen name. Is really me.
Roadrunner High-Speed Online's free security with antivirus, anti-spam, and firewall protection keeps you safe online.
Because if I want you to have I'll send it to you.
Call 1-800-ROADRUNNER and get your first 12 months for as low as $19.95 per month.
Start something new with Roadrunner High-Speed Online from Time Warner Cable.
Does that look delicious or what? I mean, our Coco's Complete prime rib dinners get you the best of everything. A thick, hand-carved, 8-ounce slice of prime rib, slow roasted and aged for tenderness and flavor. Served with super salad and bread, fresh from our bakery. And still, under 12 bucks. Hey, no place else gives you a meal this tasty and complete for this price. So for families, friends, or even business, Coco's is perfect. My pleasure. And don't forget dessert. Complete prime rib dinners, just $11.99 and only at Coco's.
Closed captioning and other considerations for the Tyra Banks Show, provided by...
They say the next big thing is
New conditioners everywhere you look?
all just a little bit of history repeating.
Stick with Pantene. For softer, shinier, healthier looking hair. For hair, not hype. Pantene.
This Friday,
Run for your life!
get ready, yeah, for Eddie.
Bingo!
Eddie Murphy is
I can't keep Norbert off me. But I ain't mad at him. Hey.
Norbit. Rated PG-13. Starts this Friday.
Campbell's tomato soup, possibilities. Tom's grilled cheese, Mom loves cheddar. Goldfish for Jack thinks nothing's better. Tomato soup for everyone. Good, wholesome fun, possibilities.
ask you if there are any other topics, whether they're controversial or not, that you'd like to see me tackle on this show. Go to tyrashow.com and let me know about it. I do read it, and, you know, if it's something interesting, my producers will tackle it, and you will see your idea right here on this stage. And I got to ask, has anybody got some sage? I think we need to burn some sage up in the studio, because, woo, heebie-jeebies. All right, we'll see you later.